Ladies and gentlemen, my name is
Scott.
Hey, yo. Is that his younger brother? It's gonna be
Jeff.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
And you're listening to
all of the great action figures from our good friends at Hasbro.
The Fullyposeable.
Have your own WrestleMania with all your favorite figures.
Wrestling figure.
Each sold separately from LJN.
Podcast.
And we are the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling.
Hey, welcome to episode 527 of the Fullyposeable Wrestling Figure Podcast, longest running episodic wrestling figure podcast going today. My name is Jeff, and sitting alongside next to me is my real life brother, not storyline brother, Scott. Scott, say hello.
Hello.
Scott, as we record this, it is your birthday. It is your 52nd birthday. Happy birthday to you, kind sir.
Thank you. I truly appreciate that. I don't feel a day past 52.
Oh, that's a dad joke.
But
that is a dad joke that our dad used to say to us all the time. Oh,
every
son,
birthday.
Every birthday. Oh, son, you're 45. You don't look a day past 44. Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks. Happy birthday to you. Did you have a good birthday?
Thank you. Yes, I had an outstanding birthday. I woke up this morning. It was beautiful outside. I took Peyton to school, and as I was dropping her off, let me rewind a little bit. There's a birthday tradition that happened every year that did not happen this year. And that birthday tradition was every birthday, Dad would call me, as he called all of his sons, all of his grandkids, and he would sing them happy birthday in the worst possible rendition of happy birthday that you've ever heard. But it was awesome because you always looked forward to it. You knew Dad was going to call you sometime in the morning, maybe early afternoon, and he was going to go into this horrendous rendition of happy birthday, and it was going to make your entire day. And anytime there was a live version of happy birthday being sung, Dad would go into this horrendous version of happy birthday. Didn't care how many people were in the room, but everybody's looking at Dad like he's crazy, but we would crack up and Dad would just rip off this nasty version of happy birthday. And it was great. We loved it. But that was my yearly tradition from Dad. And so this year with his passing, I don't get that. So as I'm dropping off Peyton at school this morning, I have special guest Sean pop up on my phone. And Sean, Jeff's coworker, Eric, and Jeff proceeded to sing me the most horrendous version of happy birthday that I have ever heard. And it would have made Dad so proud, but honestly made my entire day and meant the world to me, because not having that anymore, it's something that's been kind of hanging over me. Like, birthday was right around the corner when Dad passed. And that was one of the first things I thought, is that no happy birthday this year from Dad. And this really sucks. But you guys called and literally just made my birthday with that phone call. You have no idea. And one thing I want to throw out to you guys is, hopefully everybody listening still has at least one parent, hopefully both parents still in their life. I would encourage you to save all of their voicemails, because after they pass, one of the first things, at least for me anyway, one of the first things I missed was the sound of Dad's voice. And I actually missed a couple of his happy birthday calls, but undeterred, Dad would leave the horrendous version of happy birthday on a voicemail. And thankfully, I have two of those saved from previous years. And I haven't done it yet, but before bed tonight, I'm going to play those happy birthdays, probably shed a few tears, but I encourage you guys, don't delete those messages. Save them, because there's going to be a day when you're going to look back and go, man, I would love to hear so-and-so's voice again. So don't delete the messages. Keep them in the iPhone. I save them in the voice memos. I don't know Android's saving feature for the voicemails, but that's just something I encourage you guys to do. It's going to come in handy for me today, because that's one of the things that I knew I was going to miss. But thankfully, I've got those voicemails to listen to tonight before bed. But having the live version from Jeff and coworkers this morning. It honestly, it made my entire day. And Dad would have just been so proud. He was smiling up there, just, that's my boys, you know, he would have been so proud of you guys. It was the worst version of happy birthday I've ever heard in my life. And I loved every second of it.
That was goddamn Eric, dude. Eric
coming in with the falsetto.
Is that what it's called? I thought it was a David Faustino. I thought
a David Faustino is something else. Look it up on our Urban Dictionary.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Eric's like, can I sing it in falsetto? And we're like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, dude. As long as it's shitty, go for it. And so
you can sing it in stilettos if you want. We don't judge.
So Eric, sure enough, did falsetto. We, Sean and I were trying to keep the tradition of Dad going as horrible as possible and monotone and awfulness and just
nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
But yeah, you're 100% correct about keeping those voice memos. Two of our brothers, and including me, so I guess all three of us have said we wish we would have kept Dad's voice memos. They've told Mom, I wish we would have kept Dad's voice memos when they found out that you still have yours from Dad. And each one of us were like, that's a brilliant idea.
I don't even know why I did it, dude. It was just one of those things. I was like, one day I'm not going to be able to just call him up and hear his voice. And I was like, I think I'm just going to start saving these. And I started doing it about, I don't know, like 7 or 8 years ago, but my phone died and I wasn't able to retrieve the voice memos from it. So I had some saved previously. And thankfully I haven't had a phone crap out on me. So I've got a bunch saved since like 2020. So about 6 or 7 years, or 6, 7, there it is again. About that much time saved of voicemails. It's around 15, I think, something like that. And I've gone back in the months since his passing and I've listened to some of them. And I just want to send that out to you guys. Just a recommendation. If you've got a loved one in your life, save their voicemails. Yeah. And I have one. I accidentally sent it to you, Jeff, thinking it was one of Dad's. It's one of my mother-in-law. And it was 2 days before she passed. She accidentally butt dialed me on her phone. And instead of just hanging up, she left a voicemail that said, whoops, that was a butt dial. Sorry. And I saved it. And that's the only voicemail I have from Cindy. But I listen to it. It just makes me laugh. But I get to hear her voice again. So it's just one of those things, just passing it along to you guys.
One thing that I always am grateful for is we did that podcast and we released it after Dad passed. But we did that podcast with Mom and Dad, and we did one more episode with Dad that I did on my own with Dad, where he did an eBay gift card.
Right.
And I need to find that one. I'm having trouble finding that one. I forget the date, but releasing the one with Mom and Dad is the one that I'm so glad we made that call to have a Mother's Day or Father's Day kind of mutual Mother's and Father's Day show for them.
Definitely.
And it was hard hearing Dad's voice. I will say that it was hard hearing Dad's voice, but at the same time, the message got across, of how close this family was and stuff like that. So
yeah, I think it was great to be able to pull back the curtain a little bit and kind of give you guys a foundation of the amazing childhood that Jeff and I were fortunate enough to have, to be blessed with those parents. And honestly, and we've said it here before, you guys meant the world to Dad. Like, he loved the fact that we could do a show every single week and have people actually tune in and listen and want to tune in. And we didn't have to pay anybody to listen to the show. You guys did it willingly.
That's what we're doing now, but not back then when Dad was with us. Yeah, I'm kidding.
But yeah, no, he loved having the idea that you guys were a part of this with us. And, I'm forever thankful to Randy for reaching out when Dad's chair broke and getting all the donations from the listeners to get Dad a new chair. Seriously, like, you guys saw the video of what that meant to him, but that was just the half of it. Mm-hmm. Like, that chair meant so much more than what that video portrayed. And you guys meant the world to him. He loved you all. And, that's Dad.
I do have to say regarding that chair, and I don't know if you guys have any parents that are like this, but our dad could not get rid of anything. And when I say he couldn't get rid of anything, we're talking for sale signs that they would put on cars. We're talking about paper bags for some reason, Like literally, we joked around on the show numerous times about our parents being hoarders.
We're
But
not joking.
we're not joking. Like literally the amount of stuff that dad collected. He had broken shavers. He kept broken watches. He kept
shotgun parts.
The list goes on. And every time you would try to change something, no, don't change it. Don't do that.
Don't throw that out.
Why do we need a new one? That was always, why do we need a new one? That was dad's famous saying. When it came to that chair, dad had no problem switching out the chairs.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, nope, don't give me the new chair. I don't want the new chair. Nope. It was not like that. Dad was like more than happy to lift himself up. We stuck the new chair underneath him and he put his happy ass down in the new chair. And
time to make that new dent.
Exactly. And you know what? That chair's still there. He wouldn't have gotten rid of that thing if he was still with us because he would still be sitting in it. And he loved that chair. Like absolutely loved that chair. He was okay with getting rid of the old one.
And it was made that much easier because it came from all of you.
That shows how much he loved you guys and he loved the gift that you guys all chipped in for him. So,
because I think, Jeff, honestly, like if we had bought him that chair, just you and I had bought him that chair, he'd have been like, I don't need a new chair. Take it back. I don't want this. But the fact that it came from a group of listeners, just that touched him and it touched his heart. And he was like, yeah, no problem. Take this old chair and give me the new one, making a new butt dent.
You know, it's something that I wish I would have filmed.
I didn't think we were going to talk about that. That's a touchy subject. We shouldn't talk to listeners about this, Jeff.
That's in a secret app on my phone. Anyways.
Okay. You're talking about something else. Okay,
something else.
Good.
So Sean, special guest Sean, speaking of him, he went to a gas station and he found these KFC Jelly Bellies.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So let me explain the KFC Jelly Bellies. There's 3 different flavors. There's corn, gravy, and chicken flavor Jelly Bellies in this package. So Eric and Sean were like, we're going to try these. We got to try these. So I should have filmed their faces because their faces and reactions was, dude, it was horrendous. Like Eric spit one out. And I want to say it was I think it was the gravy one.
And if you know Eric and food, he doesn't waste anything.
No.
So for him to spit something out, it had to be awful.
Yeah. If something is under average, Eric will still, or below average is under average. That's my new terminology for below average.
That's your team name for this year in fantasy baseball. Under average.
But
even though you're going to fleece us.
Eric, I'm not in the fleece, you guys. Eric will not spit out any food or anything. This was the first time I ever saw him spit out food.
Wow.
He got the gravy one. He spit it out. Sean tried the chicken flavored one. He got about 4 or 5 bites at it. He couldn't take it anymore. Spit it out. So of course the 2 guys were like, "Oh my God, this is horrible. Jeff, you've got to try this." And I'm like,
"Got to try this." Yeah.
I'm like, "No, don't want to try this." So of course they wouldn't move the plate of Jelly Bellies until I tried one. So I picked up the gravy one.
Why didn't you go corn?
Because I didn't know what I was grabbing because Eric held the bag away from me.
Okay.
So I thought actually the way it looked, I thought I was grabbing the corn Jelly Belly. So I picked it up, I popped it in my mouth, and I got 2 bites in. And I was like, okay, there's like a sweetness to, and I took the 3rd bite and it released this nasty cat piss flavor. Like if you guys, if you guys could imagine what cat piss tastes like, it tasted like that. Like in my head, I was like, I've never drank cat piss in my life. But if I were to ever drink cat piss, this is exactly how I thought it would taste. Dude, it was so nasty. The bad part is I was chewing it on my left side of my jaw, right? So the left side of my tongue kept that taste. It like absorbed the flavor of the taste. Dude, spit it out, spit into the garbage can, like got some water, swished it around, spit it into the sink. Dude, it couldn't get rid of the flavor. Luckily, I went to the dentist, and one day I came in after the dentist to work, and I had just dropped in a TheraBreath or that Thera whatever breath.
Yeah.
on my desk, and I never touched it. It came in handy today.
I can imagine. Oh my gosh.
Swishing it around for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, dude. It did help, but you could still smell the gravy Jelly Belly. It was so disgusting, man.
They were actual Jelly Bellies, not like some off-brand company that just made.
I would have to check the flavor. You guys just Google KFC Jelly Bellies or KFC. What would it
Jelly
be?
beans?
Jelly beans, I guess. That they'll come up with a bunch of short videos.
I don't think anybody's going to look these up now, Jeff, that you gave it that glowing review.
Oh, dude, -2 stars. Like, even
do not recommend.
Do not recommend. Even Ford Theater got a higher score from Abraham Lincoln. Come on now.
Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
It's cool. Abraham Lincoln left a Yelp review. Said 1 star, would not go there. Was murdered there, would not go.
Would not recommend. 0 of 10.
Such a great shirt.
Can I take a moment, Jeff? I just want to have an appreciation moment. I was watching Saturday Night's Main Event last night.
Okay.
From 1989. Pre-WrestleMania 5. The Mega Powers exploded.
Was that a Saturday Night's Main Event, or was that a main event?
No, it was a Saturday Night's Main Event.
Are you
We
sure?
all know it. Yes, 100%.
Oh, okay.
So we all know it. It was the tag match with the Mega Powers versus the Twin Towers.
Mhm.
We all know that match.
Mhm.
I just want to take a moment to recognize Macho Man's coolest moment ever in wrestling. My opinion. Macho, we all know the spot. It's right when the turn happens. Macho reaches out, or Hogan's reaching for the tag. Macho kind of walks up and he's acting like he's going to tag Hogan, and he's talking. He slaps Hogan across the face.
Mhm.
He immediately grabs the top rope, launches himself up and over the top rope. While he's going up and over, he turns his body so that when his feet hit the floor, he's facing Hogan. And as soon as his feet hit the floor, both arms go right out to his side. Like, what? What are you going to do? It was all so fast. Macho, quick as a cat, as he always was. But go back and watch how quickly that one little sequence happens. From the slap to the up and over the top rope, turning in midair, feet hit the floor, arms go out to his side like, what are you going to do? And then in a true badass moment, continues to walk by Hogan, goes and gets his belt. Hogan's standing there like a bitch the whole time, not doing anything. Macho gets his heavyweight title, walks back by Hogan, and leaves the ring. Can I just take a moment to appreciate Macho Man for the badass that he was in that match? What a Macho Man.
I thought you were going to say Akeem falling between the first and second rope.
That was hilarious. That was like because him and Boss Man hit the ropes at the same time. And I guess the ropes opened a little right before like Akeem got there. And poor Akeem goes tumbling right out of the ring. Thank God he didn't get injured. I mean, a dude his size falling through the ropes like that really could have gone badly for Akeem. But when you watch back, you know he's okay. And just the hilarity of him falling through the ropes is just, it's so good. But that moment with Macho, go back and watch how quick that entire sequence happens. And then he just leaves the ring with his belt.
Yeah.
And he walks by Hogan twice. Hogan's just standing there, slack-jawed. Oh, I loved it. Dude was so great.
If anybody would like to get any of our shirts, head on over to Pro Wrestling Tees or whatamaneuver.net. You guys know where to follow us on the social medias. You guys know where to listen to our show. You're doing it now. But if you want to go back to all the way back to episode 1, head on over to Podbean, and you can do that over there. That's fullyposeablepodcast.com, Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Please rate and review and subscribe on iTunes. You can send us any audio questions, or anything else at all. Send it on over to fullyposeablewfp@gmail.com. We got some new notable names that are popping up at Wrestlecon. We got Hayabusa, and that to me is a big name that just got signed to Wrestlecon. Big name. So if you guys have his old, it wasn't Epic Toys at that time. Who was the company prior?
Oh gosh.
Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on their name. If you guys have his old
Rush. Was it
no,
Rush?
it wasn't Rush Collectibles.
It's not Rush. Damn it.
Which, by the way, I'm still upset. We never got our America's Most Wanted, but that's neither here nor there.
Sad.
But if you have his old Hayabusa retro that was made by the company prior to, I think it was prior to Epic Toys.
Yes, correct.
And they made Dynamite Kid and stuff. You can get that signed at Wrestlecon. Also, there's the Headbangers, which, by the way, you can get the 2-pack from Mattel Creations signed at Wrestlecon. Tony Schiavone, Santino, and La Parca. Those are the new notable names to go along with.
Here we go, Micro Machine Man.
We'll see how this goes. How many times I cough during it. My allergies are going bonkers right now. So,
Samesies.
Rock and Roll Express, Don Morocco, Kevin Von Erich, Manny Fernandez, Soraya, Rikishi, Manson Warner, The Godwins, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Eric Bischoff, Mike Chioda, Killer Cross, and Scarlett, JBL, Rhino, Ron Simmons, Angela Love, and Velvet Skies, Steiners, Mina Shirakawa, Mick Foley, Christy Hemme, Jerry Lawler, Dustin Rhodes. Did I say Rhino already?
I don't think you did.
Okay. Oh, no, I did. Rhino.
You have Rhino on there twice?
Yep, I got Rikishi on here twice. I got to fix that. RVD, Victoria Hardy's, Harley Cameron, Jake Hager, Ken Kennedy, Tatanka, Athena, Speedball, Mike Bailey, Butterbean, Carlito, Shane Douglas, Chava Guerrero, Frankie Kazarian, AEW's Brian Keith, Candice Michelle, Snitsky, Dance by Andy Hartwell, Mickey James, Sandman, Al Snow, Tonga Kid, Kevin Nash, Jake and Cheryl Roberts, Cora Jade, Dakota Kai, and The Righteous. Those are the new notable names to pop up at WrestleCon.
So close to the real thing, it's like being in the ring.
Well, did the Micro Machines guy have a catchphrase?
I think he did. I just don't remember what it was.
I'll have to go back on YouTube and watch some Micro Machine commercials.
Yeah, somebody's screaming it right now. I just don't remember what that catchphrase was. But yeah, he had something like at the end.
Yeah. Scott, did you pick up anything?
I did. As we discussed, today's my birthday, so I did a little self-birthday shopping. I lucked out, dude. So I've been talking about going on to BBTS. I've mentioned it several times. Going on to BBTS several times a day just to see if Coco goes back up, because BBTS will do that sometimes. They'll sell out of their pre-orders, and then as they start to like sort through their stock, they'll put up more pre-orders, or people cancel and they're able to release more stock up. Anyway, no luck since he sold out. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be, because Liv Morgan never came back up. And I go, okay, this is going to be like the Liv Morgan figure. I'm going to have to look elsewhere for Coco. So today being my birthday, I was like, you know what? Let's roll the dice and see what happens. Because I hadn't checked in a couple of days. I jump on a BBTS, search WWE, go to page 2 on the new figures. Coco available for pre-order.
Hell yeah.
I can't tell you how fast I clickety-clicked all the way through the order process. Throw it in my pile of loot. Done. Should be here in April. So
Nice.
excited. I can't wait, because I've been seeing the pictures of people getting their Coco Beware in our little Facebook group that we've got. Some of the guys have posted their Coco pictures, and I'm like, man, that's going to look so good in the Detolf. Excellent looking figure. Then I'm going through my emails, and Target, thank you, Target, sent me a 5% off birthday gift. Now, normally I'd be like, 5%, okay. And I'd sneeze it away. But the Piper's Pit set is on sale for $55 right now, which is, I don't know the percentage off, but that's about $15 off the sticker price.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I was trying to play the long game with it. I said I'd think about it when it got discounted. So here it is, $55, an additional 5% off. That'll save a little bit of tax. So I went ahead and bought the Piper's Pit set.
Nice.
Out the door was $57. And you talked me into it, Jeff.
Beautiful. Love it.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
You're
And
welcome.
and that was it for my toy spotting. But I do want to take a minute to thank everybody that reached out through text, social media, what have you, and wished me a happy birthday. It meant the world, you guys. Thank you so much. And that was my birthday toy spotting.
I didn't get anything, but I do want to shout out Brian from the Legendary Wrestling Figure Podcast. He wished you a happy birthday on a show, but he also sent a text message saying that there's going to be a package arriving. Not his package. That'd be weird.
Damn it.
That's also in my phone, by the way. We're going to be receiving a care package from him. And anyways, it's actually on the kitchen counter. And next time I see you, which will be for Dad's memorial, I will bring that to you. I also need to bring you your baseball championship trophy. I've got to bring that to you as well. So,
oh yeah.
Yep. And then I got to bring you your birthday gifts.
You're going to be bringing out a haul. You getting a trailer?
I might have to. So,
dude, thank you, Brian. That's amazing. I can't wait to, because he does such good work. His painting skills are just, absolutely incredible. He'll take an already cool LJN and just level it up. And you didn't think that was possible. Just go check out his work. Brian's an amazing dude. Outside of his work, Brian's just an amazing guy. A killer memory, like holy crap. But Brian, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. And honestly, I can't wait to see what it is.
And Brian's actually down at Disneyland right now. And
nice.
And he took a picture with Bing Bong from
Bing Bong. Love Bing Bong from Inside Out.
It's Out. Yep. He took a picture with Bing Bong, and I said, that character inside, or that person inside that character costume doesn't understand how cool it is to meet you.
Bing Bong should be asking to take a picture with Brian, not vice versa.
That's the way I should have put it. I should have put it that way. Good call on that.
I'm surprised Brian didn't have a line of people waiting to meet him at Disneyland.
He should. Knowing him and his bleeding heart, dude, he's such a great guy. He would be handing out painted LJNs.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He does manage to pull them out of thin air, so he could.
But seriously, like he'd be like, "Oh, thank you for taking a picture. Here's a Jimmy Superfly Snuka, or here's a Hogan LJN painted by me."
I'm flattered. Have an LJN. He's quite the magician, Brian is.
Hope you're having a good time, Brian. All right, let's get into pre-orders. I haven't seen the month of March's pre-order for Collect Major, but head on over to collectmajor.com to see what is available over there. They do have their evergreen figures that you can also pick up. Also, I want to thank Michael Kanik for being on last week. Always love talking to him. He's such a good dude. He's one of those people that I love meeting up with at WrestleCon and just sitting down and talking to him for a bit. So Michael Kanik from the Major Pod, thank you. But check out their pre-order. As I said, unfortunately, I don't have it now, but check out their website, collectmajor.com, to see what evergreen figures you can pick up.
Guesses, Jeff. Who's it going to be?
Well, they just released a bunch of figures at New York Toy Fair. They just showed off a bunch. Man, I'm drawing a blank. I don't think it might be too soon for the Jushin Liger, right?
No, that looked almost done.
Jushin Liger, I think. And then
you think Liger? And I'm going to say Gang.
Gang? Okay, I'll say Warlord. How about that?
Oh, that's right. The Warlord's done too, huh? Maybe they'll do 3.
Oh, they could. They've done it before.
Yeah, they could do 3. I wish we had seen the Young Stallions protos. I'm so excited for those, dude. You don't even know.
Oh boy.
They have, yeah, no, I'm like super excited for those BRGs. You don't even know. Like that at that point, I'm wanting to see them show up at a con because I want both of their signatures on those BRGs. Like I would have killed to have Young Stallions BRGs as a kid.
Pre-orders up at Big Bad Toy Store, Boss Fight Studio, Dragon Lee, Roosh, and I had Dralistico, but I took him off because, as Scott talked about last week, he is sold out.
Sold out. You're shit out of luck if you didn't get him. We told you.
So over there, available to pre-order is Dragon Lee, Roosh, Ultimo Dragon, Solaire. Those are the 4 names that you can pre-order from Boss Fight Studio over at Big Bad Toy Store. Hassel Toys. He's got Raven Regium and an Ahmed Johnson Regium.
Did you get that Ahmed yet, Jeff?
I still haven't, dude.
If I get birthday money, I think I'm going to pick it up.
Are you really?
I think I am. Yeah. I got to have an Ahmed on the new era shelf.
Okay.
Because he was right there on like the cusp of both. Like he was like 95, which was kind of the tail end of the new era or the new gen. And then like right before Attitude Era, but still a part of it. So he was really a big part of both. So yeah, he's going to go on the new gen shelf.
Okay. I know it's one of those that it's hard to pass up because it's Ahmed Johnson, but you know what?
And he's got the red shoulder pads to go with the LOD too from WrestleMania 13.
And on top of that, he's doing cons. Like,
yes.
Okay, he's not at this WrestleCon, but he was at the Philadelphia and the Las Vegas one last year.
Yeah. Well, WrestleCon hasn't done announcing names yet.
No,
they're still filling out their roster. So it would not surprise me to see him show up on there. I don't think he'll be out in time for this year, but maybe next year.
Yeah. So those are available at Hassel Toys. Just do a Google search for Hassel Toys or Grapplers and Gimmicks. Check out the figures over at shop.figurecollections.com. There's a bunch of retros that you can pick up over there. KWK, March pre-order, Shelton Benjamin. And if you are a Club Kayfabe member, Mario Mancini, who was a delight to have on our live last year. You can check that out on our YouTube channel. All right, let's get into news. Big Shot Pillow Buddies showed off a bunch of new pillow buddies that are to be available to order. Andre the Giant, he's in the black singlet. He's got the mutton chops on the side. Another Hulk Hogan. Iron Sheik. It's Iron Sheik in the trunks. It's still really good, dude. He's got the headdress, everything, dude. It's great.
I guess it's the right call not to have a guy with Iran down the side of his pants right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but the pants is such an iconic look.
Well, so is the trunks.
My version of Sheik
is the pants.
It's the pants. It's like listening to Ricky Bobby do the prayer at dinner, and they start going back and forth about their version of baby Jesus. Right. My version of the Iron Sheik is him in the pants with Iran down the side, only because of the story we've told you guys millions of times about how mom refused to buy us the Iron Sheik because it said Iran on the figure. But she bought us Nikolai Volkov with USSR on his shirt.
I have never understood that. I have never understood that.
No, it's beyond us. We don't know. We didn't ask the questions when we were kids. We just were happy we were getting Nikolai, and we bought Iron Sheik with our own money. It's fine.
The best part is mom told grandma and grandpa, do not buy this figure for them.
She did. Cause they'd take us to like Mervin's.
Yeah.
Mervin's was the big one for them. That was close. And I think there was another little toy store there in South Shore in Alameda, but she knew grandma and grandpa would take us toy shopping and they would buy us something every time we went. And she did. She told them, do not buy that big figure that says Iran on his pants. Do not buy that for them. We're like, damn it, mom, you're killing our game.
Well, you know what the bad part is we already had basically all of that series.
Yeah.
And so when we got to Mervin's, it was like, there's the Iron Sheik, the last one we need.
Yeah, we can't ask for it.
And we can't ask for it because grandma and grandpa have already put the kibosh on it because mom told them to put the kibosh on it.
And you know what? As a grandparent, I would have to respect that.
No.
You don't want to piss off the parents, dude.
No, I'm mad at grandma and grandpa about that.
40 something years later, you're still holding a grudge.
I'm still holding a grudge. Holding a grudge against mom for it. No, I'm not.
I love you guys, but you remember that one time?
I will never forgive you. Never forget.
Yeah. People don't forget.
Undertaker. It's Undertaker in purple. So picture Undertaker in his 94 look for the Big Shot Pillow Buddies. One of my favorite looks of the Undertaker.
Yeah, same. My favorite version of Undertaker is American Badass.
Yes.
But look wise, gear wise, I agree 100% with you. The purple, there was just something about it that popped.
Mm-hmm.
Made it toyetic, if you will.
And it could have been that we had Undertaker in gray for so long that just changing the color to purple just kind of brought something out.
Yeah, totally.
Jey Uso, Rhea Ripley, Kane, that's an awesome pillow buddy, and Penta, also another awesome pillow buddy. So those are Big Shot Pillow Buddies, new pillow buddies that are coming out that you can get bigshots.com. Grapplers and Gimmicks showed off a couple of new figures as well. Sergeant Slaughter Throwback Edition. It is a retro style figure and it has a G.I. Joe look to it. The hat is removable. It does come off and it has Sergeant Slaughter's bald head, except for one little patch of hair right on top.
I love seeing all the Slaughter figures coming out because BRGs are doing them too. Grapplers and Gimmicks got them. So I dig it.
Also shown off by Mitch at Grapplers and Gimmicks, Shane Douglas. It's the French fries. Shane Douglas. Okay. There's a joke about that. Somebody held up a sign that said the French fries, Shane Douglas. There was
not
a
the
joke.
franchise.
Not the franchise. It's a joke. No, it's the franchise Shane Douglas. I know what it was, but somebody held up a sign one time and said French fries Shane Douglas. And I thought it was funny.
Well, I like that Regium is now doing ECW guys. So you can kind of flesh out your ECW roster with what Mattel has given you. And now Regium is coming in and they're filling in a few more names that you can put next to your Mattels. And before you know it, you're going to have a full ECW roster.
Exactly. So that is Grapplers and Gimmicks. Now, sticking with Hassel Toys, he also showed off one more rendering for his Regium series. It is, again, Shane Douglas. Same exact look as his retro style figure. He will be in the yellow trunks. So that is Shane Douglas Regium figure. Epic Toy reveals. They were at, what was it, For the Love of Wrestling?
Yes, correct.
They showed off a bunch of new retros that they have coming out. They had a bunch of figures there to purchase, but some of their new reveals, they are doing a red and white Jushin Thunder Liger. Now, this one popped a lot of people, an all black gear Jushin Thunder Liger as well. A lot of people were hitting me up on that one. They said, we know how you feel about retros, and I don't have negative feelings towards retros. It's just when it comes to money, I allocate money to elsewhere. But
yeah,
Scott and I talked about this. There are some retros that do grab you, and you're like, I'm not fully out. So there are some I'll still pick up. This is going to be one, the all black gear Jushin Thunder Liger.
Not the red and white as well?
No, because I'm going to be getting so many red and white Jushin Thunder Liger. I have the Storm Collectibles Jushin Thunder. I've got so many red and white look that's different enough for me to jump in on.
And you're going to do the BRG as well, obviously, when it releases.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. I don't think we're done talking about retros you're going to be buying. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. And also Epic Toys reveals Lanny Poffo, black trunks, black robe, black gown.
That's going to look so good next to the Hasbro Mr. Perfect.
Sorry, I meant to say black top hat, black robe.
Graduation cap, Jeff.
Graduation cap. Thank you.
Yeah, he's not the Monopoly man.
That'd be cool if he had a monocle.
I don't know how that would fit into a graduation outfit, but it would somehow make it more pompous, and it would totally fit.
And you know what, dude? If he would have done that back in the 90s, we would have ate it up.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're like, sure, a monocle works with all of this. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
In fact, when we graduate, we were going to wear a monocle as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Why not? Oh, and he will also look good not only next to your Mr. Perfect Hasbro, but next to the upcoming Beverly Brothers retros that are going to be releasing soon from, I want to say 2 companies are putting them out.
Also Epic Toys, and I want to say Zombie. I think I lost track.
Yeah, there's 2 that have the Beverly Brothers.
Right.
So, yeah. Now all you need is Genius to go next to them.
All right. Scott mentioned it. Nerds Closet. Now, Nerds Closet is popular for doing 2-packs. Well, they just showed off a new one. It is the British Bulldogs. Now, they've already done the British Bulldogs. However, what did they do different to change up the look? They put them in their ringer tee, and everybody remembers that ringer tee. It was the British flag with Matilda in the middle. They will be in the ringer tee as well with the blue trunks over the red tights. Everybody remembers that look as well.
So iconic. And I think, honestly, the team there at Nerds Closet sat at their boardroom table with some sort of presentation going on a screen, and they're all looking at each other. And they said, guys, we've got a major problem. We need to pull Jeff's wallet out of his pants. How are we going to do it? Somebody leaned forward, tapping their pen on the table, and they go, I've got it. British Bulldogs in their ringer raglans. He's going to buy it. Watch. And they made it so. And Jeff, did they get your wallet out of your pants?
Well, I haven't pre-ordered it yet, but as soon as it goes up, yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Well done, guys, over at Nerds Closet. You know Jeff well.
There's something about Dynamite and Davey figures together that every time they come out, and whether it's BRG form, retro form, they did Dynamite a while back. I forget it was that same company, but they made that 6-inch Dynamite, and that you were able to put next to your Davey boy, and you have the British. Anytime Dynamite figures come out, and I know Dynamite wasn't a good guy, but anytime those figures come out, Dynamite is always getting my wallet out of my pocket, dude. There's
absolutely.
And then when you put them together as the British Bulldogs, game over.
Cella and Dynamite was in the uncensored line.
Cella Toys. That's what and Hayabusa was made in their retros.
It was bugging. I'm sitting here like I know the name of that company. And when you said Dynamite, Dynamite was in their uncensored collection.
That's it. Uncensored.
Yeah. But you're right, Jeff. It's something about when you put the British Bulldogs in a set together. My only gripe about this set, it looks so good. My only gripe is that there's no Matilda.
If you have Dynamite from Cella's first series, you already have a Matilda. So, because I think Matilda came with Dynamite, or I have a Matilda out there, and it's not the one that came
in the retro form. In
the retro form.
Oh, okay.
I just can't remember which series that was that she came out in, but
okay.
But again, you can just go to an antique store and buy a little small British Bulldog or something like that.
No, these things are awesome. And like, as much as I say, like, it's not that I avoid retros. It's just like you, Jeff, my figure budget is allocated elsewhere. But sometimes there's a set that come out and there's names that you're just like, I've got to pick it up. It's either the names that are released or the set comes out. It just looks so good. But Nerd's Closet has been killing it, dude. Even their Kabuki and Valiant set, even that looks hella good. And I've been more on the team of they do a better job on like masked or face painted wrestlers. But these British Bulldogs look really good. So game time decision for me on that one. And the Raglan shirt is what got me big time.
Yeah.
Something about the Bulldogs with that look. Just, it works.
Well done, Nerds Closet. Well done.
Yeah. Great job at that board meeting. You guys got us.
All right. KWK. Now, we spoke about his pre-order in March, which is Shelton Benjamin in the Club Kayfabe, is Mario Mancini. Now, what Sean did is he did a breakdown of all the figures that are going to be coming out in the next few months, and he had it listed row by row.
So pay attention.
And you'll be hearing us talk about this in the next few months as well. April pre-order, Bad News Brown, and limited to 500, Jameson.
Which we've seen the grayed out sculpt for, and it looks awesome.
Yes. So that is the April pre-order. So if you guys are skipping the month of March, which we don't advise you do, but if you are skipping the month of March and saving for this, that's great. Or maybe you're saving for May, because May is Great Sasuke, Hayabusa, and for his Club Kayfabe, Sam Adonis. For Hayabusa and Great Sasuke, there's a lot of people that are going to be jumping in on those, I know. So
no doubt. Yeah, Sean is killing it right now.
Yep. For June, the Fantastics.
Okay, hit the pause button. First time ever getting figures. Now, the Fantastics I first saw in the UWF. I read about them in wrestling magazines because, as you know, Jeff and I would invest hundreds of dollars into wrestling magazines in a calendar year. And I got to know about the Fantastics just through reading about that. And then when we started getting UWF television, I saw the Fantastics on there. Then they moved to the NWA, and I was locked in, a huge fan of the Fantastics. I would have loved Remco forms of them. If Remco had done the Fantastics, I guarantee we would have bought them. But they've never had figures. A decorated tag team, numerous tag team titles over the years. Their feud with the sheep herders, who became the Bushwhackers, legendary, absolutely legendary. Go back and watch their matches with the Midnight Express from the NWA. These things are clinics in tag team wrestling. Those match, I don't even know how to describe those matches. Like, it's like watching, I mean, like current day would be like FTR and I don't know, Jeff, the Usos.
I guess
like just
yeah, you could put it that way. Also, their matches with the Sheepers became bloodbaths. So
legendary.
So if you guys weren't familiar with UWF, then think of the Rockers and Playboy Buddy Rose and
Doug
Summers
from the AWA. Yeah,
I mean, just their matches got bloodbaths in UWF.
Yeah, absolutely. So the fact that the Fantastics are finally getting their first figures, I couldn't be happier that Sean is the one doing them. I mean, look at his progression of his first series to now, and every figure is just getting better. And his name selection also getting better. I hope that some version of a title comes with these. I hope that they have the vests, the bow ties. I mean, give us the full look in soft goods. I know Sean's going to kill it, but I'm so happy the Fantastics are finally getting figures. Unfortunately, one of them has passed. I believe it was Tommy Rogers has passed. Bobby Fulton is still here. So you do have the possibility that once you have these in hand, maybe Bobby Fulton does a con and you can have him autograph the set. But I can't wait to see the finished product on these. I'm super excited. The fact that Sean, when we found out it was Fantastics, I lost my mind. I was like, wait, they're getting their first figures. Like, this is incredible. It sucks we had to wait till 2026, but I'm so happy.
Also, the month of June, limited to 500, Kevin Kelly, the announcer, Kevin Kelly. And in July will be Bertha Faye and Club Kayfabe, Samurai Del Sol. So those are the upcoming months for Sean up to July. So you guys can start budgeting how you guys please. I know there's going to be more figures that pop up during that time, but that's what's coming out in the next few months. So be prepared.
Yeah. And if you're wondering about prices, go check out Asylum, go check out JJ or J&J, go check out KWK's site. You can get an idea of pricing and all that through there if you need the budget. But Sean's killing the retro game right now, you guys. And again, I couldn't be happier for the Fantastics, but I don't want to overlook, obviously, Bad News Brown comes with the Rat. I'm a huge Bad News fan. I can't wait to see that figure. Great Sasuke and Hayabusa. I mean, those, like you said, there's so many people excited about the names that he's got coming out. And like you said, Jeff, Hayabusa is going to be at WrestleCon. And there's a chance he could be there next year as well. And Sean's handling all of his bookings too. So if he's there next year, figure's going to be out, get it signed.
Yep. So that is all the news for this week. Amazing. We still had news after New York Toy Fair.
And a lot of it too.
Yeah. Like good on these guys. I mean, good for them, but giving us more news afterwards.
No, exactly. I remember back in the day when it was basically just Mattel and then Figures Toy Company jumped in. Oh, boy, our news segments were short.
Yeah, dude.
Mattel has blah, 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 crappy Becky, horrible Sasha.
We were talking about basics at that time.
Yes. And we're like, oh, an FTC. I mean, they weren't doing a ton of figures at the time. It was like every other month or so they'd release a name. Yep. It's like, oh, and now we're getting Michael Elgin from FTC. And that's the news segment, you guys.
I didn't think we would be discussing Michael Elgin's name on this show.
Nah, we never should again.
Okay, so in the nostalgia segment, we're going to be talking about Here Comes the Pain. Here Comes the Pain was a professional wrestling video game developed by Ukes and published by THQ for PlayStation 2 in North America on October 27th, 2003. It is the sequel to WWE SmackDown Shut Your Mouth and the fifth and final game in the WWE SmackDown series based on World Wrestling Entertainment. Scott, before we get into all the wordplay of this, what is your memory of Here Comes the Pain?
F5 galore.
Mm-hmm.
I was hooked on this game. And when I say hooked, it was like a drug. I was like tapping my arm at work, like, I got to get my fix. That's how my addiction to this game ran so hard. And why? Because I could select Brock Lesnar and throw people around the ring at will. He was like a cheat code. Mm-hmm. He was like Bo Jackson in Tech Mobile. When you talk about your all-time video game great athletes, Bo Jackson in Tech Mobile, Michael Vick in Madden, and Brock Lesnar in Here Comes the Pain. This dude, as I said, was a cheat code. Germans and F5s all day. But it was fun. It wasn't like those crappy EA WCW games where you'd play like 20 minutes and you're just like, my life sucks right now. I don't want to do this anymore. You'd play this game and it left you wanting more. Mm-hmm. That's what I remember about this game.
Brock Lesnar, like you said, was the cheat code, dude. He was the John Dowd of...
Yes. Another legend.
Another legend. And if you guys don't know, look it up.
John well endowed.
If you know, you know. But as far as wrestling games, we never had that dominant fixture, I guess you could say, ever in any video game. It was just like it was almost like everybody was on that same playing field.
Yes, there wasn't anybody you could really select that I remember anyway in a previous title. That includes the Four Horsemen. There wasn't a name you could select that you'd be like, I'm going to whoop this guy's ass because I selected X. Mm-hmm. Nobody until Brock Lesnar.
You would have certain wrestlers that may have had more power than speed or, just certain things like that. But there was nobody as dominant as Brock Lesnar in Here Comes the Pain.
Yep.
Like literally you would pick him and it was clothesline, suplex, F5, go home. And, it was like a Goldberg match. You were done in like 2 seconds, Yep.
You're suplexing the guy until your special hit. Yep. Throw down an F5, game over.
Yep.
Next.
Yeah. So anyways, just the cheat code that was Brock Lesnar in this game. It was amazing. I remember
he was the cover athlete, to be fair. If you're going to have somebody in the game that's that dominant, at least put him on the cover. And they did.
Well, true. But like at the same time, we've had Hogan on covers. We've had Raven on covers. We've had
in the fine tradition of wrestling athletes on the covers. Yeah. Raven.
But even though these wrestlers graced the cover, they were never as dominant as Brock Lesnar.
Exactly.
So, and you guys can watch some YouTube videos on how dominant Brock was in this.
It was
game.
insane.
All right, let's get into gameplay. The game introduced more advanced and extensive grappling system while still retaining the series' fast gameplay. I do want to stop there. That was another thing that was fun about this game, is that you could pick it up and kind of learn the moves right away. It was very simple.
Pick up and play.
Yep. And it was very easy. You didn't have to worry about hitting left, right, A to do a frickin' suplex or whatever it may be. It was very simple. You could do a strong grapple in the front. You could do a throw in the back, or whatever it was. It was very simple to just pick up and play.
Yeah, the controls were much more simplistic than, say, like Attitude, or even for any of the four Horsemen games, right? From any of the controls were much more simplistic, and that's why we say this was literally pick up and play. You could teach anybody to do it in a minute. Be like, press this for this for this, and then you'll just kind of figure out the rest.
Yep.
You had your nuances like, oh, press this to run, or press this to get out of the ring. As long as you had the moves buttons down, you were good to go. And you could figure out the rest on the fly. It was very, very easy. That's a great call, Jeff.
Alongside a new grappling system, body damage displays and submission meters for both person applying the move and the person breaking out, as well as the ability to break the submission hold when grabbing the ropes, and individual character attributes that consisted of statistics such as strength, endurance, and speed were all introduced to the series for the first time. Here Comes the Pain also marks the first time the Elimination Chamber and the Broad Panties match would be featured in a wrestling game.
So did you have a thing, Jeff, when you got a wrestling game that you had to have the same name be the first wrestler you selected every time you got a new title?
For a hot minute there, it was Jeff Hardy.
Okay, so every time you got a new game, the first wrestler you were picking was Jeff Hardy.
Yep.
Okay.
What about you?
It was always HBK.
Oh, it was Shawn.
Always Shawn Michaels. I like a Shawn Michaels. It was always every game right out of the box. Turn it on, boom, pick an HBK. I don't care. I still do that. The first time I get a wrestling game, the first name I play as is HBK. I love Sweet Chin Music.
That makes sense, dude. That makes complete sense.
Yeah, it's all about the finishing move, and I love throwing Sweet Chin Music around.
Alongside playable roster of over 50 superstars who were active members of the WWE roster at the time of the game's release, legends were introduced for the first time in the series, which included wrestlers such as Jimmy Superfly Snuka and Roddy Piper, as well as former iterations of current wrestlers such as The Undertaker with this original Dead Man gimmick. It also marks the final time that The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin would appear in WWE game as non-legends, and is the first WWE game to feature future mainstays John Cena, Batista, and Rey Mysterio as playable characters. It is also the first game to depict Kane without a mask.
What was the release date on this again, Jeff? Do you have that in your notes by chance?
October 27th, 2003.
Okay, it came out in 2003. So Cena was just in the midst of starting to turn face.
Mm-hmm.
So Cena was one of those names that I was excited to play as too. And you'd try to go through stuff with Cena. He was cool. He was fun to play with. Same with HBK. But you do that for a while and you're like, I feel the need to just throw some F5s. I can't explain how fun it was just to suplex a dude around the ring for 2 or 3 minutes, just destroy him, and then be like, okay, now you're getting the F5. And yeah, what a rookie class, right? Like Batista, John Cena, you had legends in there. But Brock Lesnar in 2003, he was that dude.
And were the Road Warriors in there?
I don't remember.
Because
everybody... Do you have the roster there?
I don't have the roster, but I was watching a YouTube video just recently about this game, and they said the Road Warriors were in it, but I don't remember ever playing as the Road Warriors in it.
It's possible. They were in a few WWE games. Let me see. I'm going to bring up the roster real quick because we can just use our little Google machines here. Yeah, if you'd like, I can run through. I mean, there's not a crap ton of names.
Well, there was 50 names, but I don't remember them in there, dude.
You want me to do this WrestleCon style?
Hey, you know what? I'm here for you to do it WrestleCon style. Let's go.
The 2003 version of SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. Roster included A-Train, Animal, Batista, Big Show, Booker T, Brock Lesnar, Bubba Ray Dudley, Charlie Haas, Chavo Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, Christian, Devon Dudley, Eddie Guerrero, Edge, Eric Bischoff, George the Animal Steel, Goldberg, Goldust, Hawk, Hillbilly Jim, Hurricane, Iron Sheik, Jazz, Jimmy Snuka, John Cena, Kane, Kevin Nash, Kurt Angle, Lance Storm, Lita, Matt Hardy, Nikolai Volkov, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Rhino, Ric Flair, Rico, Rikishi, Rob Van Dam, Roddy Piper, Rodney Mack, Sable, Scott Steiner, Sean O'Hare, Sergeant Slaughter, Shawn Michaels, Shelton Benjamin, Stacy Keibler, Stephanie McMahon, Steve Austin, Steven Richards, Tajiri, Ted DiBiase, Test, The Rock, The Undertaker, Tori Wilson, Triple H, Trish Stratus, Ultimo Dragon, Undertaker, Val Venus, Victoria, and Mr. Crap on Your Head himself, Vince McMahon. Okay, deleted models that were to be included, but were removed from the game.
Go for it. I was about to read that, but go for it.
Hulk Hogan legend, so think 80s Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Al Snow, Billy Gunn, Billy Kidman, Bradshaw, Jamal, Jeff Hardy, sorry Jeff, Molly Holly, Rosie, Spike Dudley, and William Regal. They actually do show pictures on this link that I'm on of Hogan. It would have been like, I think 2002, 2003 Hogan before he became Mr. America. It shows Hulk Hogan. That's not a very good Hulk Hogan from, it would have been like 80s Hogan. And then Ultimate Warrior is also shown there. They're just deleted models.
Okay, well, good job, dude. I was about to read that, but you got to it, and so good job.
So that answers your question. The Road Warriors were in the game, and I knew I remember playing as them in several SmackDown games. I just didn't remember which years.
You know what, dude? I don't remember. I remember some legends in there. I remember Piper. I remember Snuka, but the Road Warriors, I'm drawing a blank on.
Okay.
So, anyways.
Yeah, they were in there. I don't remember if the Doomsday device was, but yeah. You could play as the Road Warriors in several of those games that came out. They got to make nice with WWE again, man. Come on. Get back in the family. Put yourself back in these games. Give us more figures through Mattel. Knock it off.
All right. Reception. Electronic Gaming Monthly, for those that remember that magazine, gave it a 7.5 out of 10. What are they? Are they on my scale? Are they grading on my scale?
Yeah, dude. They took your advice on how to grade things.
Eurogamer gave it 9 out of 10.
Bingo.
Famitsu gave it a 29 out of 40. That's so random. 29 out of 40.
Dude.
I know, 29 out of 40. That's a random scale.
How do you start with a 40 scale?
Yeah, right.
And how do you give it a 29 out of that? Trash.
Game Informer, for those also remember that magazine, gave it 8.5 out of 10.
That's fair.
GamePro gave it 4 stars out of 5.
Okay.
GameSpot gave it 9 out of 10. GameSpy gave it 4 out of 5 stars. GameZone gave it 9.2 out of 10. IGN gave it 9.1 out of 10. And official US PlayStation Magazine gave it 3.5 stars out of 5.
Oof. Okay, so if you throw out the lows and the highs, you're somewhere between like an 80 and 90%, I think. And I think that that's fair. That's a fair evaluation of this game. Again, everything is subjective, right? Not everybody's going to enjoy it, but I think the ease of play on this compared to past wrestling games, the deep roster, right? You had legends, you had current day. I think that there was a lot going for this game, and the gameplay itself, it was just fun to play. Like I said, you would play it and you would want more.
WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain received a Platinum Sales Award from the Entertainment and Leisure Software Publisher Association, indicating sales of at least 300,000 copies in the UK. The game received generally favorable reviews from critics, according to review aggregator Metric. Okay. IGN praised gameplay, mechanics, graphics, career mode, and create a character feature, and called it one of the best games in the wrestler genre. GameSpot was also positive, despite saying that it lacks an innovation. Eurogamer said the game has a superb blend of traditional and wrestling-specific fight mechanics. GMR commended the game's submission moves due to its logical location-based damage system and said the wrestlers are accurately presented. Other reviews were more mixed. Official US PlayStation Magazine commented that the game tried to accomplish both sides by combining quick action with technical elements of wrestling, but that it almost succeeds in it. In Japan, Famitsu gave it a score of 29 out of 40, which we read. All right, last bit of news, accolades. First British Academy Video Games. It was nominated for First British Academy Video Games. It was in the sports category. 2003 Spike Video Game Awards. Remember those?
I do remember those. Absolutely.
It was nominated for Best Sports Game and won Best Fighting Game.
Nice. It deserved it.
And the 7th Annual Interactive Achievement Awards Console Fighting Game of the Year, it was nominated. It did not win. So that is SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. A lot of fun playing that game, just going through the series or going through the storyline, going through developing stables, tearing down stables. There was so much to this game back in 2003 that you could do that it definitely took up your time because it came out so late in the football season. It came out in October. It kind of sat on my PlayStation because for some reason I wouldn't put my games away. I would just stick it right on top of the PlayStation. But anywho, I stuck it there and it sat there till usually around football season ended. And so there's that gap between football and baseball games because MVP baseball was still coming out at that time.
Yeah, but once you hit the road to WrestleMania, that's when you would start to play your SmackDown game.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I did, dude, is I was playing the hell out of this game. Now I wasn't going home at work addicted.
That sucks to be you. You should have.
At lunch from work is what I should say. But I was addicted to it. I would get home and I would play for a few hours on this game because it was just so much fun. One of the best wrestling games ever in the history of wrestling games.
I agree with you. I agree. It's not going to break my top 4. I would never change my Mount Rushmore to fit this game in, but we always talk about that second tier of Mount Rushmore. This would be the first game on that second tier.
Agreed. It's a great game. All right. How many bites do you give it, Scott?
Ooh, out of 8. Are we doing out of 8 or are we doing out of 40?
We should develop
for 16.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do 10 bites. How many?
Out of 10. You read a lot of scores earlier, and there were some that were like 8.5 to like 9.1 or so. That's right about where I am. I'm like 8.9.
Okay, I'm with you on that one. 8.9.
For you to rate it that high says a lot, actually.
The graphics were good. They could have been better for 2003, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the fact that you got Rey Mysterio, you got John Cena, I don't remember the Road Warriors at all. So I'm drawing a blank on that. But the fact that you could play as the Road Warriors in 2003, and who knows, I might have played as them, but the fact that you could, that's amazing. That's fantastic. A lot of names in there for this video game. So anyways,
and we didn't even touch on the multiplayer fun when we'd all gather at your house and hang out and we'd have 4 people just going to town on this game.
Yeah.
We'd be calling spots like, hey, grab so-and-so, bring him over here. We're going to take him off the ladder and put him through a table. Like you're calling your spots. It was so much fun.
And the poor sap that's sitting there on the couch. Like, I'm that guy that's about to take this 3D.
Yeah. I'm sitting right here.
I'm sitting right here. Stop calling your spots. This sucks. Yeah. And his tag team partner's on the floor. He's like, hey, dude, you might want to try to roll in and save this or break up the pin. But
hey, if you could wake yourself up, that'd be great.
Yeah, I agree with you about the second tier. That was a great call. If you talk about the second tier of video games, wrestling video games, I should say, if you talk about that second tier of wrestling video games, Here Comes the Pain is definitely on that second tier. Like there's a spot reserved for it right there on that second Mount Rushmore, that smaller hill, I guess you could say.
Yeah, if you ask me, because I had the previous year's SmackDown as well, this one was such a jump in terms of roster. And I wouldn't say the other ones weren't fun because they were, but this just seemed to take everything up a notch. You mentioned the graphics. That's a fair critique. But in terms of fun, playability, everything just seemed to get, and roster, everything just seems to get taken up a notch with this version of SmackDown. And I would go so far as to call this game the grandfather of current day WWE 2K. Because I still see a lot of similarities in the play of those games. Obviously, graphics have improved so much from the PS2 to the PS5. You can't really compare that. But in terms of pick up and play, I think there's a lot of similarities. And as I've played the 2K games over the years, I've been able to do a lot of comparisons back to SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. And I would feel very comfortable calling this kind of like the granddaddy of the 2K series. And that's a huge compliment because of how fun that game was and how fun those games are now. Even though I don't buy them anymore, they're still a lot of fun to pick up and play. And I think that they owe a lot to SmackDown series.
Good way to end that right there for Here Comes the Pain. We got to think of our next game. We'll talk about it over the week.
A lot to choose from.
Yes, absolutely. In your house. Maybe we go back to a sucky one.
We have that. Did we do WrestleMania the arcade yet?
I can't remember if we did.
I don't think we did.
Love that game.
Maybe that's next week.
If we talk about a second Mount Rushmore, I can guarantee you WrestleMania is on there.
I know that's on yours for sure.
Absolutely.
You messed up combo.
All right. We got to round out the show for Scott's birthday because he's got to get to Reno doing some gambling.
Maybe. So we travel tomorrow morning at 10. That would be Friday. We're leaving at about 10 a.m. Check-ins at 3. That gives us some time to get gas, get lunch, blah, 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 blah. Get to Reno, check in at 3. We have a free night on Friday. So I think that's going to be our kind of hangout. We're going to be staying at GSR, Grand Sierra Resort, one of the nicer hotels out in Reno. I would put it in the top 3. Okay. I think it's Peppermill, Grand Sierra Resort, and then Atlantis, I think would be your 1, 2, 3 for Reno. So we're staying at GSR. That's where the competition is. Things are very simple.
Nice.
Grab your bag, head downstairs in the elevator, go to the competition, take your stuff back up. But really cool bars and restaurants at GSR. So we're going to be hanging out tomorrow night. Saturday is pretty much all day comp. And same for Sunday. Awards are at 2:30, and then we're getting out of Dodge right after. Just in case it starts to snow. We don't really know what the weather's going to be like. It's really tricky. It could change at an instant. So heading out to Reno. It should be fun this weekend.
Nice, dude.
Maybe do some gambling. We'll see.
All right. Well, I hope you have a good time, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Also, I want you guys to check out our buddies TB Toycast. Guess what their past show was?
Wildcats.
No. I'm going to tell you, it's a current day line that you absolutely love.
G.I. Joe Classified?
No. Like you
Mattel
still...
Elite.
No, you still collect these. Not all of them, but you collect them.
Sports figures?
Nope.
The hell do I collect? I collect wrestling, and that's about it. Well, you got me, dude.
NECA Ben Cooper Series 1.
Okay. Yeah. There's very few of those that I pick up, though. Very few. But I think that it's great that they have picked those up to review. It's a very, very fun line.
I know. That's queued up already. I listened to Brian's Legendary podcast. I've got Trivia with Buds. Also listen to Trivia Buds. I got that lined up. But PPW podcast, but I've got that lined up for this weekend. So I'm going to be listening to that. So check out the TB Toycast where they talk about Ben Cooper Kids Series 1. Check out the PPW podcast as well. I mentioned Brian with the Legendary Wrestling Figures. Work the Arm podcast with Jeff and Jamie. Also another fun show. Pod Subject to Change with Nick Dunham and his son. I mentioned Trivia with Budge, Chick Foley, and Boots of the Face. And Rucker is in New Zealand right now.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
Yeah, I asked him, hey, why don't you come on? And he's all, bitch, I'm in New Zealand. Because that's how Rucker talks.
Nice. Hanging out with the wild sheep herders, I hope.
Yeah, hopefully. Happy birthday to you again, man, and have fun in Reno.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And be safe driving back. Scott, for episode 527, anything else?
Stay safe, stay healthy. Fig License 2016. Happy toy hunting. And be good to each other out there. And thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it.
I want to thank everybody for listening to episode 527. Wish me luck in fantasy baseball draft. I'm going to need it.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I'm going to botch this somehow. I know I am. I'm not good under.
Fine.
I'm not good under pressure.
We have a month to think about it.
I do. All right. Adios.
Yeah. Fullyposeable.
Let's go. Jeff and Scott, the Toon Brothers, busting out the ring, but we don't take it out the box. MOC, happy toy hunting. We'll see you next week with the OGs of WFP. Fullyposeable, thank you all for listening. It ain't no storyline, real life siblings. So everybody go and do your toy spotting. Hashtag Fig Life, adios from the Kings.